Hello, members of the Old Nation. Welcome to a very special edition of The Voice Speaks. I'm your host, Micheal Gentry. For the next two editions, we'll be speaking with both of the competitors competing in the main event of at Heroes vs. Villains for the Ultimate Championship. My guest with me at this time, the current challenger, Johnny Pinhead, or should I call you Alpha Mcfly?
Alpha Mcfly, that'll be good. Pinhead was kind of my way to sneak up on Jake Hughes.
And sneaking up on him, you absolutely did. But let's take a little time travel, if you don't mind.
Sounds good.
Without having to use the DeLorean, of course. Let's take a little trip back to the end of 2014. Things were going well for the tag team specialists.
They were.
You guys were tag team champions. Over 2 years working together, finally captured the gold. A great way into 2014. Come the start of 2015, things didn't quite go you guys' way. Been attacked by the Dominion, forcing Jake Hughes to compete in the first title defense by himself. You weren't cleared with the doctors at the time, although you did still show up at the end of the match to try to
what's
help
funny
him.
about that, I was told by all the powers that be that, I couldn't be here even though I wanted to be here. And of course, against doctor's orders, checked myself out of the hospital, got here, and then everybody was trying to stop me from getting. I think Clint Eller was around the back. He was trying to stop me, and I didn't understand. I was like, in this business, you read books, you hear a lot of stories in the old days. Guys check themselves out of the hospital all the time to go work matches, to go retain, defend the championships. I got here a little too late. Kind of ironic being master of time, getting here a little late. Because if I have all the time in the world, why didn't I get here? That's beside the point. But I thought everything was going well, and then in come New Year's Knockout, everything seemed to change in the blink of an eye.
Absolutely. After unable to recapture the tag team goal with him, you did what you thought the honorable thing was and let Jake Hughes focus on the golden ticket he had captured to take on Chad Silver for the Ultimate Championship. Turns out that match didn't even turn out the way it was supposed to. The Dominion attacking Chad before the match even began, causing an injury, so therefore he wasn't able to compete.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking, why am I not facing Chad Silva at Heroes and Villains? Considering the champion was never beat, but I'm not the owner. I'm not the owner of OSWA. I don't, whatever they decide is what I'll do. I don't question them. They have a method to their madness, and and I'm in a good position anyway. Regardless if Jake Hughes is carrying around the belt, that's fine with me. If they list me as the champion when I beat him, then that's fine with me.
Oh, well, that's something I wanted to ask you about, too. When Jake Hughes did win the championship, you came out to ringside to support your best friend.
Of course.
And then, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Jake Hughes just starts attacking you, causing you to be put on the shelf for almost a month.
Yeah, it come out of nowhere. I mean, I come in to congratulate him. I pushed him toward the Ultimate Championship. Didn't really, I enjoyed being the tag team. If I wanted anybody on my side, it would be Jake Hughes. I mean, really, even now, his attitude's a little different, but he's a great competitor. And I told him, I was like, we'll get the tag belts eventually. He had the golden ticket. I mean, regardless, he beat me. He beat me in the battle royal, but that could have went anywhere. That could have went either way. I think it was almost like I was fixing to throw him over, and then he super kicks me and whatever. Just have to go back and watch the footage. But basically, I really wanted him to use that golden ticket for himself because he wanted it. I'm a very competitive person. He beat me. Yeah, he beat me. He got the golden ticket, earned the right. He shouldn't have to share it. I wanted him. I pushed him toward that. So I come out. So after he won it, and he was announced as the champion, I come out thinking that he was we're gonna share it together. I mean, I didn't want to be the champion then,
right?
But because that was his moment, and I don't know if he felt like that I was trying to rain on his parade or I was trying to get the glory or anything, but that wasn't my intention at all. And he put me out. He put me out for a month, and I don't get that. And I'm still to this day trying to understand. I said my piece on the recap after because I was upset and I was hurt, physically and mentally hurt. Because even though you you know, you could have that done to you multiple times in life, but each time it's still going to hurt, especially if you care about that connection when you have with somebody. But he put me out, so I decided, I was like, I didn't even know if I wanted to come back or not. I was like, I really don't. Is it worth it? You know, I guess eventually you always ask yourself that question, you know, but then I started thinking, I was like, well, he put me out for a reason. Maybe he put me out because he didn't want me to come back. Maybe he put me out because I might happen to get a #1 contendership for an Ultimate Championship with him being the champion. He might be afraid to face me. I don't know. He might be afraid of what I do because I know him. I know what he does. He knows what I do, though. But,
Absolutely. And that seems to be the way things had worked out. Came up with a plan, come back in disguise as Johnny Pinhead, a random newcomer to the OSWA, wins a match to qualify for the Soul Survivor against the former Ultimate Champion, Zach Daniels, then turns around and at the biggest odds going to, you know, over 100-1, wins the Soul Survivor match. What were you thinking at that time when you won Soul Survivor?
When I came in as Johnny Pinhead, I didn't know if it was going to work. Honestly, to tell you the truth, when the booker told me that I was facing Zach Daniels for the qualifier, and I was probably the worst person I could have faced coming back because I was out of shape. I was fat, out of shape. I've been eating too much ice cream, but I don't know. I don't know what happened. I think Murder One interfered, and I guess divine intervention. I was able to get into the match, and then I kind of figured if I could, you know, my strategy going into Soul Survivor was to just stay out of the ring as much as possible. Of course, I get put in the ring at the very beginning and get beat up by Vengeance, get beat up by Lane Cross, get beat up by Curtis Coleman, get beat up by Adrian Phillips. I was just getting the crap beat out of me. So at that point, I was just like, man, maybe I should just retire at this point because I was out of shape. I was going against guys that are in shape, that's in their prime. But I don't know. I couldn't believe it when I won it. Of course, I had a little help with Lane Cross. I think he had a problem with Mystic at the very end, and I guess Lane's problem with Mystic caused me to actually win. I couldn't believe I did it. So
Absolutely. And now here we are, just a couple weeks away from Heroes versus Villains, the biggest night in OSWA's calendar year, and you're now facing your former best friend, with the richest prize up for grabs. As well as you two have known each other by tagging with each other, how do you plan on beating Jake Hughes for the title on the line, knowing he knows your arsenal of moves just as well as you know his?
well, the way I look at it is you know, he knows what I did when I was in a tag team with him when we were tagging. I've been training since then. I've been adding new moves. I've been adding new things to the arsenal. I've been training hard. I've been really trying to get back in shape because when we go head to head, it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a match. It's not going to, it's not going to be one of those 2-3 minutes in and out into the showers. It's going to be head to head, and win or lose, he's going to know that I was there and that I brought everything that I could bring.
Absolutely. This by far, it's going to be probably the biggest Ultimate title match in the title's history. But with everything that Jake has said to you now, or you've heard him say, downgrading the Ultimate title, downgrading the fans out there, and everything that he's done to you personally since the whole ordeal back at the New Year's Knockout, do you have anything that you'd like to say to Jake now?
Yeah, talk is cheap. Anybody can get on a keyboard and write their little blogs. Anybody can get on the microphone in front of people when the person's not in the building or doesn't seem to be in the building, and run their mouth. I mean, everybody has a game plan till they get it in the face. The problem I think Jake has is his new attitude is he's kind of starting. He took the high road for so long. He did the right thing. He took the hard path, which is the path you're supposed to take in life. And then he finally found a way to take the easy path. And the surprising thing about it, he took the easy path, and that's what's going to cost him. Because you can't take shortcuts. My coach in high school used to always say, if you take shortcuts, you become well-rounded. If you cut corners, that's what it is. Cut corners, you become well-rounded. and that's not a good thing. That's well-rounded physically. So I'm hoping that he is. I hope he takes me lightly. I hope he thinks that I haven't been here for a month. I hope he thinks that month he cost me is going to be his edge, because it's not. It's not. I've been training a lot harder, and I'm going to go into this match. And I got news for you, buddy. You better be training. You better bring your A game, because I'm sure he's gonna bring mine. So see you in the ring May 2nd.
Thank you, Alpha. Appreciate the time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, that was with Alpha Mcfly, ladies and gentlemen. And coming up next week, we will hear from the Ultimate Champion, Mr. Jake Hughes.
Okay, so you say it, didn't